Gotta make sure
Hey,
the
hey guys,
logo's
what is up? Welcome back to another episode of the Smart Flip. I'm on with Spencer today. Matt will be joining us here in a couple of minutes. Spencer just got off of a phone call. Sound, I was able to listen in, and it was great. It's amazing how much this man doesn't need other people's business, and I love saying that too because Spencer's gotten his business to a point where he doesn't need every single deal. He doesn't have to be desperate about getting deals anymore. And we're gonna jump into that. But if this is your first time listening to the Smart Flip guys, this is the largest phone flipping electronics reselling podcast in the world because we're the only one. Anyway, right now. But um, with that being said, basically what we do here is we help people start, grow, and scale their businesses by bringing people on that are doing well in the business and crushing it and, taking this thing seriously because if you take this business seriously and you treat it like a business, it will pay you like a business. So, and with that being said, for those of you that follow me pretty regularly, Buyback Revolution is now out. I know I've talked about it on the podcast quite. Oh, look at Spencer. He's got his copy right there. Love it. So, it's out. It's on Amazon. It's the cheapest prices I can make it. So make sure to check it out. You can also get the audio version for free by joining my school community and going through it there. You also get a custom GPT if you finish the whole book inside of school and post the assignments and all of that stuff. Also, on that topic, the school community is growing rapidly. However, we just crossed 900 band members.
and growing.
900 and growing. So we don't aim to add a lot of people. We want to, cut out the people that are time wasters and we only want to deal with the people that are serious. So if you want to join the group, you got 5 days to finish the course, otherwise you get banned. We've gotten some incredible feedback on that. And yeah, Spencer is actually the community manager there now. So handed that
And
over to
hammer
him.
ready. I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you've been on the phone with those people more than I have, so I guess
Yeah.
you would probably know the feedback better than I do. I
Yeah.
just, you know, but all right. Well, like I said, Matt will be joining us here in a little bit, but Spencer, dude, how you doing, man?
Uh, I
Sounds like
mean,
life has been good.
yeah, it's been good. I'm wafer thin, in terms of like how far I'm spread. It's one of those things where it's business is so good that it's starting to kill me in terms of like, dude, I got to figure out some better systems. Like I got to bring on some help, because I mean it's quickly becoming I'm the biggest bottleneck is what I tell everyone. Anytime customers are asking, hey, business is supposed to be going good because it's very common that people come in and there's a lineup. Like I have lineups probably 3 to 4 times a week now. Like it's not,
Freaking go,
and I'm
dude.
I'm meeting twice a day. So it's it's to the point where it's like I'm spending so much money. Like yesterday, I spent 2 grand. Today before lunch, I will have spent another 1,800. Like I'm just buying like crazy. I'm selling too, but that's becoming the bottleneck where
Yeah.
it's I have so many appointments that I'm also like, dang, like I need to make time to list this stuff and get this stuff out. But we're doing good. We're treading water only in the sense of that it's I'm drowning in money. You know what I mean? Like I sent you that
Yeah.
text of like the table. It's like I'm drowning. Please help me. But it's just
Send
you
help.
know, yeah,
Yeah.
send help. Too much money. And it's not so much that I'm even I think um, I'm not. I don't think I'm making like a killing by any means, but I live in a very high cost of living area in Colorado Springs, and I make enough to provide for my family without stressing. The only stress I have is, oh crap, I have a profit pile that I need to work through. And I think that's a good place to be at, I think. So
Well, you also just got the keys to your new office space, right?
yeah, yeah. So man, that's one of those things too. Uh, it's I told myself you have to thin down this profit pile before you move because
Mm.
that's what's I want to go into that new space without that that pile of stuff that you have that is either on the profit table or underneath because you're tired of looking at it. You're like, I'll list it when I get really desperate, but I don't want
Yeah.
to even touch this thing right now. Like a PS5 that has candle wax on it. Anyway, it's been a
Fine.
Yeah, Matt, welcome, Matt. Yeah, and that was not fun. If you anyone out there, if you got something that has candle wax on it, just deduct $100 immediately. Make them pay you to take it because it's not worth it. It's just not worth it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Uh, so you're at the point now where lineups are the constant, right?
Yes. Yeah,
And
it's
dude, that's the flow right there. Like once you like, okay, I want to define a lineup real quick. I know a lot of you guys think you might know what it is. If you read my book, you probably know what it is. But a lineup is where you're meeting more than one customer at a specific given time, so you're not running all around the city. Now, despite what most people in the industry will tell you, you don't have to drive to people. You don't have
no.
to. If you have the money, that therefore you have the control, and people will come to you. They will
Yes.
if you know how to communicate
I
well.
think that when you talk about, you talked about me being plugged into the Nothing Held Back group, the school group, right? That is actually one of the more common things I see people like, I just don't think I could do that. And it's like, you absolutely can. I also thought that, just like everyone else. And Chris was like, no, no, like you whatever. Now, unless, I'll do what a Matt Shirley does, right? If there's a banger deal,
Yeah.
absolutely I will drive to a mountain town to go pick that up an hour away.
Hmm.
Um, but in general, for the people that call, because right now at this point, I would say a majority of my business is repeats followed by organic traffic.
Hmm.
Um, that organic traffic, you called me, you're coming to me. I'm not playing game. Like we're not doing that. And I even supplement, Chris, I use Marketplace Monitor. I use that and I do reach outs and I will absolutely say, hey, I can try to meet you here, but I'm already meeting a bunch of customers at this spot at this location. If you
Yep.
just want to swing through, I'll have your cash on. And again, not everyone, but I would say probably 7 times out of 10 on Facebook Marketplace reach outs. I get people to come to me. Um, so it's truly just how you position yourself. And it's, going back to like you said, Chris, it's not, I'm not afraid to turn down business. I could use the break.
Well, you just
Um,
did it right before this call.
yeah,
Like you had a dude trying to sell you everything in the world, and I loved the line that you used. You were like, "I got a long list of things that I buy and a short list of things I don't buy, and everything you're telling me is on that short list." And I'm sorry.
yes. Yeah. I don't buy headphones, speakers, printers, monitors, or TVs. Don't bring those to me. I don't want them. And the reason for the headphones, I fib a little and tell them that I bought fake ones. I didn't, but I've seen a lot of people in our community that have, so I don't
Yeah.
mess with that. I just don't touch headphones. I bought one pair of AirPod Maxes, and it was from a repeat customer who's brought me tons of stuff. He's an aircraft mechanic, so he buys stuff all the time, and I
Mm.
know it's legit. He's got receipts, he's got all of it, so I didn't even question authenticity with him.
Mhm.
But randoms off the street. Um, I'm very picky. It's I don't know if it's like it's how you demonstrate value, but like you need to come to me to demonstrate value to me before we can do business together. It's almost how I do it with my customers, and it's like I had 2 repeat customers yesterday, and both of them are guys that I was a little distant on for the first meetup because they were kind of a little odd. But then when I met them in person, shook hands with them, got to meet them face to face, treat them with kindness, be professional. Because these are people that I would say, if I wanted to be old school about it, probably society wouldn't treat them great, right? They're either out of prison, they got tattoos all the way up their face, on their eyebrows, things like that. I work with those people all the time because I'm working in an environment that is safe for me. So what am I worried about? And again, almost 100% of the time, you treat
Mhm.
people with kindness and they'll treat you back with kindness and respect.
Yeah.
And I'd say for the people in my community, I treat everyone with kindness and respect. And so that's what I get back. And so these guys, they were like, hey, like, he brought me a MacBook and he's like, hey, I know that everything's clean. You don't have to worry about it. And I had to look at him. I said, hey, man, you and I have already done business together. I've already I've had my hands on your devices. I know what kind of devices you're bringing me. I'm not worried at all. Like at all. I was like, it's that first meetup that I'm really testing you out. And after that first meetup, I knew you were good. And for him, he was just like, man, thank you so much. Yeah, I'll call you for the next one I got. Cause and here's the thing too, this guy that, told me that he got out of prison a couple of years ago. He's never going back and he's changed his life around. He's a live streamer now and making his living live streaming.
Wow.
So he's telling me, hey, all this equipment that I'm using the live stream on, the apps always change, and whichever one works the best, works the best. I'm coming to you for anything. I don't want to go to anywhere else. You're the best price in town. And even if you're not, I'd rather work with you. And I'm like,
Mm.
see,
That's cool.
that's
That's really cool.
I talk about that in my book too.
you do.
Is
It's like chapter 9, I think,
it's
or
like
something.
chapter 2.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
I just
because people have this like it's either chapter 2 or 3, but
yeah.
people have this misconception that
Oh, it is chapter 2. That's right. I posted
um
about it.
yeah, people have this especially flippers, they have this misconception that they think the seller is always going to go with the highest price, and that's not true,
Yep.
right? Like if you provide a good experience, you provide good customer service, you treat them like a human being instead of just a transaction, they will always come back. Like because they'll remember that experience. And I talk about a very specific story in the book as well, or where I realized this in action. And it changed everything for me. But dude, I love it. Welcome, Matt. How you doing, bro?
I'm
How's
good, man.
you
Guys, I
good? I know you locked your keys in your car.
I
So
did. The security at the campus I was on was really quick to help me out, and so
nice.
good to see you guys, and good to see everyone on the podcast. Hey,
Yeah.
everybody.
What's
So
up?
Spencer, you sent me, and I really want to hit on this because, and just for everybody, for everybody who might be listening, I know we're like nine. This is like episode 96. Spencer's been on the podcast twice before, and we're gonna start doing some duplicate podcasts with different people because based on where the first time and then the second time where they're at, things change and they do better, and it's awesome, right? So,
Yeah.
Mhm.
um, just for everybody to know a little bit about Spencer's story, Spencer joined my starter kit program, bought my ebook 2 years ago now, I believe. I called him. I remember specifically, I was in Scottsdale, Arizona. I just landed and I was like, oh, somebody bought my book, gave him a quick phone call. We hit it off pretty quick. Um, and I was like, just read the book, go through the starter kit, do the thing. And then he ended up, fast forward, he joined Recelerator, was aiming to go full time pretty quick. Um, we didn't manage those expectations super well, but we did okay. He did okay. He bet, but here's the crazy thing. Okay, we set up all of his systems within the first week because that's what we do in Recelerator. We got Google Business up, we got Facebook ads up, we got Google ads up, we got everything up, a whole thing because that's what we do. Is we set up the whole business pretty much in the first week. And Spencer had to leave the business for a little bit, go back to his banker job, and then
Mhm.
he messaged me, and because he messaged me, he's like, I need to cancel Resale Deck. And I'm like, we're gonna pause it for right now because I've seen this cycle enough at this point to know that he would be back. Um, he kept getting phone calls,
Yep.
and you know what? I'm gonna let you tell the rest of that story, Spencer.
So yeah, it was I knew I was getting laid off in February of 2024. Had a that's why I reached out to you in November of 2023. Hey, I got to make full-time money before I get laid off. And you're like, well, it might be possible, but it's going to take a little time. I think I said something like, I was posting my numbers. I said something like, well, I need 10x this. And you go, well, then you need to do 10x the work. And I was like, I don't like that answer. Uh, but
Everybody wants that quick, fast, and easy route.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
um, February comes around. I'm finally, away from my job. It is the first time I've been laid off, and I don't think I really accounted for like the shell shock that kind of comes with that, especially when you've built your whole identity around climbing the corporate ladder and being in the corporate world. And I had certainly done that. Entrepreneurship's still pretty new to me. So that kind of rocked me a little bit. And then, of course, the business wasn't taking off because it's a slow burn, it's a slow buildup, and then it starts to compound. But I hadn't put in that, I hadn't had that time in yet. And I think that I had mistakes that were emotionally affecting me, eBay losing packages,
Yeah.
things like that. It happens. And now these things to me happen every week. And I don't even flinch. Like, it's like, okay, cool. I'm still doing, if
Yep.
I'm going to do 30,000 this month. I don't care. Like, let's just keep going. You know what I mean? Like, we'll keep going. And it's, anyway, that was February. I had to go back to a job May 1st. Um, and that was kind of brutal. I didn't love that. Like I tried to tell myself, no, like you could do this again, like whatever. But
Hmm.
I didn't love it. And all through this time between May and August, I'm getting phone calls and I'm declining them. And I'm like, God, like these people, I got customers that have bought from me before. Hey, are you still buying? I'm like, no, I'm not really buying right now. And it just kept happening. And it was like, golly, like, and there was this one lady, her name's Alasia, and I credit her as like someone who is like kind of edged me into like getting back into this because she reached out to me 3 times.
Hmm.
Because she had such a good experience with me the first time that she was like, I want this guy to buy my stuff. And I felt bad. I was like, golly, like, all right, I need to figure out a way to buy this lady's stuff. So I finally reached out to her and was like, yeah, all right, I'll buy your Xbox or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And that kind of started it. And then I started getting back in touch with guys in the group and talking with you, Chris, and talking with Kevin Price, and you know, just getting back into the community a little bit. And finally, I was like, okay, well, let's start doing some reach outs. Okay, let's start doing this. And before you know it, I mean, golly, by September, I was back full head of steam. Like I had listed 10 items and things had sold. I was like, oh, buddy, we're back. Like we're feeling this again.
Yeah.
Um, and golly, man, I mean, from there, once I just kind of just committed to like, look, this is either going to do it or it's not.
Yeah.
Um, you know, putting my ads up and not even like counting the days. I think when I used to put on ads,
Mm.
I would count how many days and how many leads I had per day. And I don't get me wrong, I think on the macro level, it's important to track your metrics so you know where you're spending your money.
Correct.
But
Yeah.
I think that when you're new and you don't have that faith in the system built up,
Hmm.
you think that every $5 that you spend and you don't get a lead is a personal offense, or every lead that comes to you that is wanting to sell their iPhone 6 is like the biggest waste of money. And I think once I got past that of just saying, you know what, like just keep it going, keep it trucking, focus on. And then if I need a supplement, dude, Facebook Marketplace is a big blue ocean. There's so much that you can buy there. I think I also kind of redug into Console Kings content, and Matt kind of got mad. He's like, dude, did you even look at the under the radar flips like at all? And I was like, oh yeah, that's a whole list of stuff in there, huh? And at that point, I think Matt, I
Yeah.
remember if you don't, I don't know if you remember this conversation, but for me, it was impactful. Was I had reached out to you and I was like, I'm actually really feeling like I could do this full time again. Like, and it's because there's my eyes are really starting to be like, you open your eyes a little bit when you join the Recelerator program, obviously, because you make money very fast. Um,
Yeah.
but then, when you try to do things again on your own without that, initial setup and riding that high anymore, you realize I have to keep this going.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Um, and I think that anyway, my eyes were reopened again by the under the radars, and I was like, oh man, like I can continue to just if things get like if I don't get calls, if I don't get leads, I'll just go buy a mixer, or I'll just go buy a juicer, or I'll just go buy like all these little like under the radar stuff that kind of Matt covered, and I was like, oh man, these are good. Like I see these in Goodwill all the time, and so I
Yep.
started to feel anything was possible. I think you said um it's something to the effect, Matt. I wish I could remember it. You said, "How dangerous is the man that's convinced he cannot fail?"
Hmm.
Mm.
And I was like, that was me in that moment. And so that point, this was like around November. I was like, I got to start plotting this exit. And then again, January 2025, I beat my paycheck at the bank with my part-time profits with Hawk Sport, and that was the worst thing that ever could have happened to that bank because at that point I was checked out. And I think the team that I managed, they could definitely tell
Yeah, you
because
were
my
messaging me about that. You're like, I shouldn't be here right now.
I
My
do not
phone is
care.
ringing and I can't answer it, and I'm losing money by being here, kind of thing.
Yes, and that's exactly what it was. Is I had ads running at about $10 a day, so I was getting calls daily, and they were good leads. So it got to the point where, yeah, man, like I March 1st, I just showed up with a box full of equipment, and the guy that I managed, the supervisor for the team, he was like, I kind of sensed this was coming. I was like, yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like he goes, it's your business, right? Because I was telling him the whole time he would become a customer of mine. I bought a PlayStation for his son using my negotiating skills at a pawn shop because I needed another ticket item to throw on because I wanted a MetaQuest Pro
Mm.
for $500. So I was like, I'll
Uh-huh.
do 350 on the PlayStation if you can do 500 on this MetaQuest. They're like, fine. And so he just gave me the 350, so I was net even on that PlayStation.
Nice.
Hmm.
And I got the MetaQuest Pro for what I wanted. So anyway, he was familiar that like I had this side hustle going, and that I wanted to do it full time.
Yeah,
And
that's great.
March 1st was my first month. March was my first month, and I knocked it out of the park. I think we had an 8K profit month, and that's net profit. And people, net profit kind of varies between people, and I'm the biggest hater and skeptic anytime I hear people saying numbers because I'm like, I bet you don't know your true net profit because I count for every expense, mileage, meals, everything goes into that. Because
So
I talk.
choke on that, haters in the comments, all you people out there. How much net profit? All you keyboard warriors out there that
I'm kind of one of those guys. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I think people look at like the net sale and they go, "Oh, cost of goods, revenue minus cost of goods. That's my net profit." No, 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 brother. How much did you spend on software? How much did you spend on fees? How much did you spend on refunds? How much did you know what I mean? All that matters.
all of it.
To be fair though, the same people that are saying that are the same people that don't track anything.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna be
that's
real
big
because
facts.
I've had a lot of people reach out to me and be like, "Yeah, but that's not net profit." I'm like, "Well, show me yours." Oh, I don't track it. Oh, interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good to know.
I
Like,
think I think this is something that I thought about before we came on today was that I think it's super important that people, especially in the earlier stages, that you don't compare yourself to people
Right.
unless it benefits you. And
yeah,
I put that caveat there because Chris, part of the reason why I love coming on this podcast is that I sincerely hope that there's another guy that was in a situation like me, um, that can relate and can say this Spencer guy, this knucklehead is not a special guy. Like
Hmm.
I've only been in entrepreneurship since 2022. I haven't been in the game. I just listened to the front half of Tim Rapp's podcast. He's been in since 2012.
yeah.
That's crazy. If I compare myself to Tim Rapp, I started to do it a little bit, and I was like, "Don't do that. That man's been in the game for a minute. Let it like chill." And here's the thing: like, I think that you compare yourself to people where it makes sense. Like, if there's someone that can inspire you, like for me, the people that inspired me was obviously the people in this room, right? Dads that are doing it.
Hmm.
That was a big thing for me because it's very hard to manage a family and be a leader of your family while also trying to run a business. It's hard.
100%.
Uh,
Yep.
but I believed I could do it. Not because I think less of you guys at all, but it was like these guys are normal. They're not,
Yeah.
you know, MIT tech, whatever. I don't know, like super geniuses. They're guys that just worked hard, practiced their craft, and got good at it. And that made me feel like I could do that too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think that's the whole thing. But like the second I start to compare myself to like someone like, the Navans of the world, the guys that are just super freaks that you're like, how does this guy come into the industry and just skyrocket? If you compare yourself to that guy,
Hmm.
you're
Yeah, but
probably gonna get demoralized. But
yeah, but at the
it's one of
same
the
time, you don't see behind the scenes on that either. You
that's
know,
true. I think
Navon almost quit. Straight
yep.
up, he almost quit the
Yeah, he
entire
really did.
thing. Like he
He
had
really
one
did.
bad buy it was a fake iPhone, and it almost knocked him out of the industry. I had to like talk him off the cliff. I was like, bro, we're good. It's okay. Like use this
Yep.
as fuel. And what did he? I mean, he used it as fuel, and now he's doing what he's doing now. It's amazing.
It's
I
true.
just I like I said, I think the takeaway for me though is don't compare yourself to people unless it directly benefits you to do so.
Yeah,
Like if
agreed.
if if it's important for you to say
Yeah.
that guy's not special and I can do what he does, good. Use that. And I would venture to say reach out to him, build that relationship and that
Yeah,
connection. One of the
that's smart.
best things I ever did for my business was become really close friends with Kevin Price.
Yeah.
Because he thought about things emotionally and mentally the way that I did. And
Hmm.
I think that allowed us to get ourselves out of the dumps that we were in if we had ourselves a pity party because we noticed
Yeah.
like, oh, when I'm up and he's down, I can bring him up, and when I'm down and he's up, he can bring me up, and then so
Yeah.
now it becomes when we message each other, we're just like just made another 1,000 like in an hour.
Well, he just made a post yesterday.
Dude,
Uh,
he's
he's
murdering
like
it.
he's like
It's
500 to $1,000 days is becoming pretty normal for
I
him.
gotta stop comparing myself to Kevin because I'm starting to
Yeah,
get
that's
insecure. I'm like,
crazy.
this guy's killing it,
Yeah,
and
Kevin's doing great.
it
I did want to share something that you sent me earlier in the month. Like this right here, you put your stuff into another software, and and this is only half of this month, I believe. Yeah, 1/7/1 to 7/16. You guys can see this, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Sorry.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Mhm.
So, 14,777 gross sales, net sales 4,292.
Mhm.
Average profit per or average gross per sale 321, which is awesome.
Mhm.
Average net per sale 91.31.
That's really good.
Fantastic, bro. Your average net profit margin is 29% and average net NPMs per I don't know what that is, but
Average
what I really
net profit margin per sale.
oh okay, got it.
Yeah.
Net return by source. Now I want everybody to listen in on this one. Repeat customers is number one.
That's awesome.
Number one.
Yeah.
Number two is organic traffic. Let's freaking go. So repeat customer, it looks like it's about 1,500 roughly.
Mm.
And then the organic traffic is a little over 1,000. So that right there is that's what, $2,500? Like, and then you got reach outs below that, meta ads, and then pawn shops. So, like, I love how this breakdown really shows it because, and I know it's probably much more at this point because that was only
Yeah. We're close to double.
okay. I mean, if you want to share those numbers, that's on you. But
Yeah, sure. But
I'll
The
enable screen share because one thing I like to do on this podcast is show proof, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
we're not heavy on like, hey, here's a, those drop shippers on YouTube that are just like, yeah, it's $100,000 in sales, you know, and like
I don't know what you can see or not, but
it's coming up now. There it is. Let's go. Ho ho, $27,229 in gross sales, $7,820 in net sales. Gross
yeah, we
profit, gross per sale, average. Oh wow, repeat customer. Organic traffic is beating repeat customers now.
yeah, I had a spurt come in of some high ticket items from
Let's
organic,
freaking
so
go, dude. That's awesome.
That's
yeah.
really
So,
cool.
but okay, I want to be clear though. Like this doesn't happen overnight. For everybody listening, this right
Mhm.
here, it does not happen overnight. Um, the organic traffic part is the most powerful part of this business and the most sellable part of this
Mhm.
business, right? Um, Spencer, how many phone calls are you getting per day?
Probably 3 to 5.
Yeah, that's about average. Yeah.
Yeah, it actually it peaks. Like there's times where I'll take 10 in a day, and
Mhm.
then thankfully I used to not like this, but I actually love it when I only get like 1 or 2 in a day. I'm like, oh, thank goodness I can stop and do something today. Um, because otherwise it's just hustle, hustle. I tell myself I'm gonna be mad at myself if I don't answer this phone because it's
Yeah.
probably money on the other end of the line. So
What I love here though is like your like active stuff, like reach outs, meta ads, and all of that. Like your active work is the bottom three or the bottom four, right?
well, and I'll tell you too with the reach outs, it's not like it's not
Well,
what
yeah,
we
you use
teach.
marketplace
I
monitor.
was like say it's not what we teach in Recelerator to get you over that hump of get used to know. It's I cherry pick like a mug, and honestly, my close rate is close to 50% when I'm on reach outs. Like
I'm
I,
not surprised. I'm not surprised.
it's so easy to because now I just like you heard at the beginning, Chris. Like I'm gonna stop sharing here if that's all right.
Yeah.
Just like the um, like you heard in the beginning, I treat reach outs the same way. I don't want your product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take it from you if you give it to me though. Um,
Right.
because like there's this guy, he had a valve indexer sale.
Uh-huh.
He had a list at like 750. I was like, hey, I've been buying these for 400. He's like, that's ridiculous. I was like, okay. Well, here's the thing: $400 guaranteed cash sale with me. Should you decide it, um, or whatever, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
Yeah.
put the offer on the table for you.
That's my favorite way to do reach outs. It's like
And here's the
send a
thing:
message. Been buying it for this. They're like, no, absolutely not. F you. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me know if anything changes.
he came back to me a day later, and he was like, "Hey, could you do 500?" And here's the thing, Matt: I absolutely could have. I absolutely
No.
could have, and
Yeah.
maybe even should have. But guess what? I had too
Yeah.
much on my profit table. I said, "Sorry, 400."
Right.
Here's the
Because
thing.
A yes to that is a no to getting that other stuff listed. And you're like, is it worth going to get this when I've got all this money I need to make right here? Like, I feel that tension and dilemma. I really do. But keep talking.
Well, here's the thing. I missed out on that deal.
Oh,
And again, going back to the mindset,
yeah.
that would have crushed me. I used to be so worried that I was going to miss every opportunity, and now I'm at
Right.
the point where I
Yeah.
know opportunities show up every single day.
Right. There's
And even
always
if
another deal. Yeah.
even if they don't find me, I can find it so simply because of the skill set I have.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it doesn't bum me out when I don't get calls. It doesn't bum me out when I miss a Facebook Marketplace deal because I wouldn't
Yeah.
come up an extra $50. No.
Yeah. I think,
Plus I criminally undersell anything anyway. Like you see, I'm only making $80 to $90 per sale. That's $50 might make the difference for me. You know what
I
I mean?
think, yeah, I love it because people just don't realize when you get into this industry and you stay in it for a while and you watch different items and you watch different markets and you sell and flip so much stuff. Let's say, I would say generally speaking, after you do about 100 grand worth of sales on eBay, you just realize that you can sell just about anything. There is something
Yep.
to sell everywhere all the time, and you can source it so many different ways. And there's so much that is available within a decent sized city that it's almost obnoxious. Like it's
Yeah.
nauseating. You would just wreck yourself trying to buy and sell everything, even in like a city of like 250, 400,000 people. Like
Yeah.
seriously. And so like it's really fascinating to me that some people are still like, yeah, I can think of like Chris coaching a certain student where it's like, dude, crap really think so that I could actually make some money, just selling consoles or whatever. And it's like, guys, I hope you guys hear what Spencer is saying because it's so, 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 so true. But
It's
yeah, I
it's
love it.
almost to the point where it's like there's so many different ways of making money. I get annoyed that I
Yeah.
know how to profit on this item because it's like
Yeah.
I feel like I there's an inkling that I should buy it, but it's like, dude, I can't right now. I got too much other stuff, and I'm probably gonna get a call, and someone's gonna bring me their iPad Pro again, and I'm gonna have to drop $500. You know what I mean? Like it's it's so much like that because here's the thing.
Hilarious.
I have to focus on, Chris, like I told you, I see why people only do phones or only do out
Yeah.
because part of it is that
Yep.
if I could just focus on consoles,
Hmm.
I would murder the console game. If I could just focus on,
Hmm.
whatever. But here's the thing. I think that what I'm focused on building, and this is for the first time, I was telling my wife about this. I'm so new to entrepreneurship and I'm still trying to break myself out of that corporate mindset that I used to only think of what my next promotion would be, which was only a couple months ahead, like a year in advance at the most. I don't like to plan, I don't like to set goals because I don't like to be disappointed. And now I'm at the point where I'm really thinking about the future of my business, especially if I can get some help and replicate some of the work that I do
Right.
of what's possible for my brand Hawk Sport. I could potentially get be a staple here in this community here in Colorado Springs, and then eventually open another location in Pueblo and service that town, which is incredibly underserviced in my state.
Totally.
Um,
Yeah.
Also, if you're watching this podcast and you're in Pueblo, let's collaborate. Let's reach out.
Shouts out to
But
Pueblo.
but
I mean, Spencer knows the blueprint at this point, so
and that's what I'm saying, Chris. Like for me, it's a matter of I'm thinking long term in terms of what my brand, what I want it to be.
Yeah.
And I think that continuing to be that resource for customers to bring me their electronics,
Hmm.
buy the bag load, buy the tote
yeah.
bag, and I
Hmm.
buy an iPad, a game console, and a digital camera all in one. I
Hmm.
Yeah.
think that makes me more valuable. Yes, I have to have more expertise, but
Hmm.
I think that I can do more with less customers and I can do more with less volume. My
Yeah.
device count is pretty low. Um, but yeah, I enjoy what I do.
I think that's something a lot of people misinterpret is, and I try to explain this the best I could. Maybe I'm not there yet, but you only really need 100 repeat customers to make six figures, if not more.
Yep.
Like it doesn't take many. A lot of people are, and this is a big misconception that people get in this business is they're like, Chris, and like I had three people reach out yesterday asking for ad services, and I don't do ad services anymore for people outside of Recelerator because I know that they're not going to do well. I already know it because
Hmm.
they don't have the
Hmm.
skill sets to negotiate. And just to
Hmm.
be clear, guys, the ads don't close leads. You
Mm-hmm.
do. Okay. So, and that's a big important thing.
It's a big
But
lesson.
it is a huge lesson because people, they think that they're always like more leads, more leads, more leads, more leads. When like here's what you should be thinking about. It's like, how do I get the same customer like over and over again?
Hmm.
Yes.
Because it's much easier to just close them again and again
Yeah.
and again. Like you don't need a lot of customers to make a lot of money in this industry. You just need to know how to get the same customers to sell to you over and over again. And once
Yes.
you figure that out, you it's the business is easy. Like you just get people that message you and like, hey, Spencer, I got some more stuff for you. When can you meet? And like
Literally,
they're doing
that's the
that. They're like, when can you
conversations.
meet? They don't even ask, what can you pay? They're like, you gonna be at Starbucks today? Like,
Yes. That's
Yeah.
literally it, man. It's like the other day, I was I again had a lineup, and I had one customer who was, pretty like I had a bunch of stuff I had to buy, and then I saw my repeat walk in with her son, and there was another guy that I didn't realize it was a customer at the time, but apparently he had came in before her, and he was kind of waiting on the edges. I didn't even notice he was there. I finish up with the complicated customer. My repeat walks right up because she knows it's my turn. And I'm like, hey, Lisa, what's up? She's bringing me it's a $40 little broken Samsung.
Hmm.
But she brought it to me knowing that, like, I'm going to get the most from this guy. And for me, it's really just going to go in a pile that I'll sift through eventually.
yeah.
But for her, it was literally, I pull her up. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. This is the one we talked about, right? All right, cool. Everything looks good. Let me run the serial number, make sure that's good. Running in sick W, everything's good. Sweet. Give me a second. Pull up the bill of sale, copy paste because she's already in my thing. I start typing L. Lisa, her last name pops up. Cool. Autofill. I start typing in her phone number, it autofills. I start because I've already done this multiple times with her. So her whole process took 2.5 minutes. I said hello. I said hi to her son, and then I handed the cash over and she said, thank you. I'll call you again when I have something else. Okay, good seeing you. Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah.
Dude,
And
that's
then that
probably
guy walks up.
so, yeah, I bet that's so major for her. She's like, I have a source now that will pay me consistently when I find stuff. And it's
Yes.
like, what reassurance and I think sense of confidence must that give her to think, does this industry really help people? Yeah, it does. It really, and that's super cool, dude. That is super cool.
I think and for me, it's the biggest compliment when I have two things. Number one, um, when I have women call me, and I know that sounds crazy, but here's the thing. I think that in a society where women need to be conscious about who they're interacting with, especially
Yeah.
by themselves. And then number two, when it's women and children, when they bring their kids to me, that is the biggest compliment because that tells me I'm not some back alley parking lot flipper
Yeah.
that is meeting at a Walmart at 11:30 at night. I'm a guy that's safe. I'm a guy that they can meet, and because of that, these people oftentimes end up being my repeats. Or, dude, moms make networks. I'm connected to all the
Yeah,
soccer
they
moms
do.
in
They
Colorado Springs,
100% they do.
and here's the thing: I might not
I
win
know
every
well.
single deal because I tell you I miss out on deals all the time.
Yeah.
But I always get a call. I always
Yeah.
get a chance to quote, and I think in this business, if you can get a chance to quote, that's it. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing.
There's a part of my book in and just for anybody who has it, page 97. I talk about the final two, and this ties into what Spencer's talking about, referrals and repeat customers. You know what's better than getting new leads? Not needing them.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's what referrals and repeat customers do. They shorten the sales cycle, increase your margin, and make scaling 10 times easier. Referrals. If someone just sold you their phone, guess what? They probably know someone else who needs to. So, and then repeat customers, most resellers think about like one deal equals one payday. But
Mhm.
I've had sellers who come back 5, 10, 15 times. Your goal
Mhm.
is to turn every deal into a relationship. And if you do that over and over again, you'll build a base of people who sell to you over and over again. You're no longer hunting, you're farming. And that's
Yes.
basically what it is. Let's be real. Like you're farming leads that
You're
just are trained to sell to you no matter what because you've given such a good experience over and over again that it just reinforces. They don't even go looking for anybody else anymore. Like that's just how it happens. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Spencer, you've been in this long enough now that you just see it every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's here's the thing too, Chris. I remember it's funny. I was telling my wife about this that I remember in, you know, end of 2023 sitting in classes with you and the other coaches in the reseller program and hearing about how repeat customers were keeping y'all's business afloat. And I was like, oh, well, it must be nice. Not everyone could do that. And it's so funny because
Oh man,
it's truly it's a, I don't know, is it parabola? Is that what it is? Like
terrible. Yeah.
yeah,
Parabolic.
parabolic. So like it starts and it's very slow. It's very slow to get up that speed, but then your compounding starts kicking in,
Yeah.
and I'm truly on the rocket ship portion of this compounding effect of the work that I've put in over the years.
Mhm.
And
Only
it's
in 2 years. 2 years.
yeah,
Okay, I want to be
yeah,
clear on that. I know people that have been in space for 10 years and they don't, and they're not doing the numbers that Spencer is doing. I
Well,
know
and
repair shops and buyback stores that aren't doing the numbers,
and
and
here's the
they'll reach
thing.
out to like they'll see you guys are probably listening to this podcast right now, and you'll be like, "How do I get to where Spencer's getting?" I'm gonna get those messages after this podcast. I'm like,
Yeah, tell them to reach out to
he
me.
just fucking
I'll
told
send them
you.
your way, Chris. Tell them to reach
I'm
out to me.
like,
I'll send them your way.
you just have to cultivate the business. Like that's
Yes.
what it is. You
it's
have to
true.
do the reactivation campaigns. You have to do the follow-up campaigns. You have
Mhm.
to talk to your customers like they're human beings,
Yep.
Yep.
right? Like you're helping these people get cash to pay their electricity bill. You want to become their ATM, the one person they think of, so they don't even go to Google anymore, or they
Right.
don't even click on a Facebook ad. They see the iBuy ad and they're like,
Yeah.
ah, that's not Spencer, so I'm just gonna.
Who is Echo
And to
ATM?
just to be clear, like sometimes they'll see an ad and they'll be like, "Oh, I need to hit up Spencer."
Yep.
That happens.
Yeah.
Like that's a real thing.
I think and the crazy thing, Chris, we talked about the numbers and I'm very proud of those numbers, but I also like in the back of my mind, I know I'm not even like I am the laziest. Like I I am the worst. I've you've heard me say this before. I do not have the hustle that some of these guys have. And I think that those of you those guys who have that incredible hustle, if they could just apply a system,
Yep.
they would decimate me in terms of numbers. Like they would look incredibly better. But for me, it almost feels like I sometimes just do enough just to make sure I pay my bills and I stay out of trouble. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
I for me that's okay. I think that's what I'm looking for, but I think that I'm also on the precipice of, like I said, I'm gonna get help soon. Like I getting the office location was step one because from there it's out of my house and I can bring someone on to start doing my eBay inventory. And then from
Mhm.
there, I can hire somebody to start doing my pickups for me. And from there, I can start hiring somebody to start doing my closings for me. Like,
Mhm.
and then I'm out of the business and I'm just doing bookkeeping. Dog, I love keeping track of this stuff. This
Yeah,
is
you can
easy
even
for me.
hire that out.
Yeah, well, if I wanted to, but I like doing it.
Yeah.
Because I
I
like
mean
It's
seeing,
important to know your numbers. It's
that's
important to know
good,
your
yeah,
yeah,
numbers.
because it does keep you on top of them.
yeah, yeah. I think it's important, but
Looking
I
at your
think,
bank account before looking at social media is one of the most important things I ever did.
I
yeah,
approve this message. I approve
Big
this
change. It makes a
message.
big change. Just saying. Like,
yes,
Yep.
you
It's
wake
really
up, you're
good.
like, what's the bank account look like? Oh, bills came out. All right, well, let's get
yeah,
back to work.
Yeah.
Let's
Don't
lower
be
some
on the
eBay
gram.
listings and
Don't do it.
follow up
Yeah.
with that person who said they were going to sell something yesterday. And
Yay. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
It's funny how much appeal an iPhone 11 has to me. Whenever I'm broke, I'm like, oh, actually, maybe I do need to follow up with that guy. Hold on, $100,
Ah.
$120 sale sounds good right about now. Hey, I can do
Like, oh
50.
yeah, I don't mind doing those reach outs so much right now.
Yes,
I think it's
yes.
cool.
So
I
it's
want.
funny because sometimes I will because I'll notice myself get comfortable, you know, and I'm like, I don't really wanna. So what do I do? I go buy a course, bro. Like I'll go
That'll do
buy
it.
a course and manufacture the scarcity because
Yeah,
I know what it does to my brain, right? Like
Yeah, it's
I'll
true.
drop $1,000 on a course that I might not even go through until later, right? But I'll
yeah.
just do it to create the scarcity thing because I know I have money coming in. It's fine. But getting into that complacency area and I know it's dangerous. Like it's a very dangerous place to be.
I think for
Um,
me, it's I'm in the I've really loved. By the way, we're not joking when we say this is the largest, but it's also the best flipping podcast on the planet. Some of the
Haha.
guests that have come on here lately, dude, that guy Ricky, I think, is in
yeah,
DFW area,
Ricky Johnson. Yeah.
and then Brandon in Atlanta, the last two that I've listened to. Boy, let me tell you something. These guys talking about bringing on and bringing on. I like the way that Ricky says he calls them teammates, right?
Yeah.
Bringing on teammates,
Yeah.
dude. That's it. Because if I can do that, I can finally start doing all this stuff, the shiny object syndrome that I have, because I have some stuff I want to get into in marketing. I think marketing's super cool. It's new to me. I would love to do it because I like the idea of helping other small businesses.
Yeah.
Um, but I can't do that right now because I need to
Yeah.
make sure that I can replicate myself in Hawksport. If I can do that, then the reward is I can go do those other things. But until that happens, right now, I'm
Mhm.
going to have to go ahead and bookmark that creator. I'll save them, and
Yeah.
maybe I'll go buy and buy their course later. But for right now, I gotta stay on what I'm doing because even when I try, like I've tried, I buy diabetic supplies. I'll still buy them because I have a buyer. But I
Mhm.
don't. I I feel like if I get too into that, I lose track of the money that's just falling into my lap, and that's electronics. So
Yeah.
for me, it's like I might as well just make this system run to the moon, and
Yeah.
we'll figure out the rest later, and then we'll see what else we want to do. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
but in this area, I have the opportunity, I have the skill set, I have the systems.
Yeah.
Let's just crank
Well,
it
I
and see.
mean, thing is like you could also scale this thing up and just sell it. You
Yeah,
know, like that's
I'm
another option is like
perfectly okay with an exit.
once you,
Trust me.
yeah, I mean, once you can um confidently show that, your GMB is making you, let's say you get it to the point where it prints about 10K a month in profit, right? Net profit. Just from that, that's an easy sell.
Yeah.
Like businesses will buy that.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, because you have traction that they don't, especially
I
in
mean,
local area.
I was to say if you Google, sell my phone Colorado Springs, I'm if not the second or the third, I'm sometimes the first in some areas. Um,
Like, yeah,
It's
dude.
legit.
like I told you about that mountain town. She was like, yeah, I Googled you and you popped up number two. And she's like, I think the first one might even have been sponsored. I was like, well, you're gonna have to come to me because you're 45 minutes away from me in the mountains. I'm not coming up that far. Sorry.
Bam.
Like,
And that positioning, because a lot of people would drop what they're doing and just drive all the way out there, right? But like, I don't think a lot of people realize like how much. I mean, okay, in the beginning, there is the hustle that you have to have, right?
absolutely.
Like
I
you
think it's
have to
important to
be,
develop.
you have to be the flipper, you have to cultivate the hustle, right? But over time, you start becoming the deal. You do. Like
Yes.
you're not offering a deal anymore. You become the deal, right?
Mhm.
Because to meet you, um, there's such a power play in saying, "Hey, I'm meeting three other people at this location. Can you make it at that time?"
Yes.
Like that is a massive power play, on the customer because they're like, "Okay, this dude's busy. Like I probably need to go to him," you know,
Mhm.
and it gets noticed. I'm sure, people in Starbucks know,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
Spencer's
dude,
not here to play.
I've met every manager at the Starbucks all the way up to the GM. They love me. They think I told you I had one of them tell me like as he was working, and I basically like huff. I was like, dude, because I had like a whole stack of devices and I'd finally done. I was like, whew, all right. He goes, man, you're popular. I was like, yeah. I was like, some days it's like this. He goes, well, I just want you to know, I think what you're doing is like super impressive. I've been sitting here listening to you and the way you run your business. It's like you're just a really impressive person. And I almost blushed. I'm like, what's up, bro? Like, you trying to catch
Oh,
a coffee later? Like, thank you. I ain't had a
Oh
compliment
man.
like that in a minute. But he,
come here
you
often.
know,
Oh.
yeah, exactly. Just don't tell my wife. Shh, shh, shh. But no, he was really chill, and now like the whole crew knows me. Like they know what I'm doing. I told them that I'm getting the location, and they're like, "Does that mean we're not gonna see you anymore?" Like they're all bummed. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I was like, "Well, you're still my local Starbucks. I picked you because you're outside my neighborhood. Like I'll still see you."
That's
You know what I
great
mean?
news.
Like,
That's really great. Yeah.
but it's I've also I've told them too. Like, hey, if you ever got something you're looking for, like a phone or something, just let me know. I'll give it to you. My cost plus 50. And I was like, it'll be a great deal for you.
Isn't
And
it nice having a business where everybody's a customer?
yes,
Like in a lot of other industries, you got to go and find like a specific person that needs a specific thing in a service, right? But like in this industry, literally everybody's a customer and you can talk to anybody and they can become a customer. Like, and people
Mhm.
still struggle with this business model. And I'm just like, go talk to people in the grocery store, bro. Like, I guarantee you'll find somebody if you don't want to run ads or
well, and nowadays too, I mean, so many people want to help a small business. I can't tell you how
Yeah.
many times people are like, "Yeah, I could have sold to this, ship in place, but I know they're a
Right.
big company, and for $50 less, I'd rather support small business." And I was like,
Yes.
"Dude, thank you. I
Well,
appreciate that."
there's
That's
a
pretty
whole
cool.
section about that in my book too. It's like
Yeah,
how we use those large trading companies to they basically train the customer for us, right? Um, Honestly, I don't know how those guys survive on their margins, but I do know that
mass marketing.
it is
Volume.
mass marketing, yeah.
Yeah.
But they deduct every little bitty thing, and that's their margin,
Yep.
right? I call them fake high offers because that's what they are most of the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that checks out.
So, well, Spencer, I know you got a hard stop at
Yes.
12. Probably got to go meet a customer or something.
I got to go spend $1,800. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
So,
let's freaking go.
yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything that you would want to tell, people that are just getting started in this game? Um, like, I mean, I know you joined Recelerator pretty early. You didn't have that long on ramp to joining that. But what would you tell somebody who's like somewhat new to the game and like what this business can do for them?
Oof. I would say that you need to get over your self-doubt. Let this be the thing that you stick with, because I see a lot of times people are like, "Oh, I've just gone from thing to thing." Let this be the thing that makes the difference. Follow an existing process of real people that aren't here to pitch some crazy you could say, I guess, recelerator is a high ticket offer, but if you've been in the high ticket offer space, you know that that's a lower number compared to everyone else
Sure.
that sells, coaching on whatever, buying
Should
houses,
be
wholesale.
more.
It really should. Don't do that though. But no, but I think that believing it, you got to get over your disbelief in yourself, trust in the process. And I really sound like I'm just regurgitating generic entrepreneur stuff, but truly, like, it's let the process be built, trust it, and don't feel like I feel like the biggest obstacle I had was feeling like I had to chase every deal and then getting emotionally destroyed for every mistake, for every loss. I had to ask another entrepreneur the other day who was thinking about doing what we're doing here. Uh, he was worried about what if something blacklist, or what if something isn't as the customer represented. I was like, then you lose $100. Like, is that going to sink your business, or are you going to continue to make thousands based on everything else that we've taught you? Like, I think
Yeah.
that not sweating the small stuff. I say dots a lot. Dot stands for don't overthink shit.
Hmm.
You just That's it. I think that that's what I would say is start believing in yourself. Don't listen to the bad things you say about yourself. Believe in the process. Don't overthink it. Don't sweat it, and just keep going. And get help. Get plugged into a community. Golly, if nothing else, even if it's not like a paid community, like get in a free community of like-minded people that do what
Get in
we
the
do.
school community.
The school
Hmm.
community is such a good
Like
resource.
you will, okay, just to be clear, like in the school community, you have 5 days to finish the course, otherwise you get banned.
Yeah,
Like
you got
hard stuff, hard ban, right?
follow the
But
instructions or you will be gone.
if you read through the assignments that other people are posting, because you have to post assignments, you'll see everybody has the same exact problem you do.
Yeah.
Everybody, same problems, and that's okay, and that's good to know.
Oh,
Okay.
and there's
It
no
really is.
competition too. That's another thing. There's no competition. People worry about competition. What are they doing? Don't worry about that. What product do you bring to the table? What makes your business uniquely you? Lean into that.
Yeah, love
So,
That's
that.
good.
Well, Spencer, I know you got to go. I'll stay on with Matt and kind of recap a little bit of that.
dude, I always love being on. I've
Hmm.
said this before. I'm a fan of the podcast. I'm a fan of the people you bring on. I wish, I wish, I wish the people that watch this, that come onto this podcast were as big of fans of me as I was of them, because I want to be their friends, each and every single one of them. They're cool people.
They
But
are cool
obviously,
people. They're
Well,
very
that's
yeah,
the
cool.
whole point of the podcast is to help people connect,
dude.
plug some other
Uh,
businesses that are out there. Like we had just had Tim Rapp on, we had Aaron on, we had, quite a few people.
yeah,
We're working on getting more people in the space. Despite what most people think, the space actually isn't that big.
dude.
It's actually quite small.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
what was really funny is I had somebody send me a list of names of their customers the other day. And they were like, "What can you do with this?" And I looked at it, and half of the people were my clients or past
Oh,
clients, and I was like, "Oh."
That's amazing.
And it was a
Wow.
direct buyer too. So I was just like, bro, all these people are selling to you. These are half of this is my customers. Like,
yeah.
I was like, am I creating the industry over here for everybody else to make money? Like,
I think I again what we have going for here, at least in the Chris Schroeder ecosystem and everything that it touches, I think it's authenticity. It's real people. I think it's
Mhm.
people that
Yeah.
are committed to providing value to others because we know that that returns business to us.
Yeah.
And relying on that, not some offer that we can sell, so that way it can be a
Yeah.
one and done
yeah,
and deuce. I think that's the real value is that we recognize the value in relationships because relationships build
Mhm.
businesses.
100%.
So
Well, Spencer, how much profit are you gonna make off of this deal that you're going to get, roughly?
probably $500.
Heck yeah, dude. Let's freaking go. Well, go
So,
get your money, bro. Me and Matt we're gonna recap the end and go get your money, man.
all right, bro.
Hey, we
See you
heart
guys.
Spencer Burke. We'll see you, bro. Appreciate you, dog.
Heart.
That's so funny.
Ah,
Good
that was
dude. What a
awesome.
good dude.
So, guys, if you're not familiar with the podcast, I hope this has been a good one for you guys because a big part of the business is connections, and Spencer is incredibly good at it. He's very, very good at it. If there is one skill that I can recommend you cultivate, it's being good with people, because that will take you further in this business
Mhm.
than pretty much anybody else in your area. People don't realize that. It's just to be clear, it's very easy to beat people in this game. Not a hard game to beat people in. If you literally just do what you say that you're going to do, pay what you say that you're going to pay,
Mhm.
show up well, treat people well, you will win business forever. It's not hard. Very easy business to win at.
Mhm.
Um, Matt, do you have anything to add on? You always have
Um,
good nuggets
yeah.
of wisdom.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think one of the things I really like that Spencer touched on was he said, some days I'm like my brain's kind of like overwhelmed. I think that that speaks to all the opportunity within this industry. I was like, as he was talking about that, and as you were chiming in, I was just kind of looking at it as like a buffet. I grew up on the East Coast where if you go to the beach, there's like 120 item buffets. It's like you can't possibly eat all that food. You can't possibly experience all of that with your palate and your stomach, but it's there, and it just kind of shows you like there's an abundance when you really step into the resale space, even when you niche down, because all we really focus on is electronics. There's so many other things out there to resell that we probably could talk about, but he's just talking about electronics. And I think I hope that that speaks to the scarcity mindset that sometimes people have when they're thinking about starting their own business, or can I make it, or they're afraid that they're not going to make enough money, that there won't be enough opportunity. I mean, if you listen to Spencer, he's pretty much says like there's so much or too much opportunity that his brain is like overwhelmed, which I thought was really great. And then a nugget that you were saying, which I thought was fantastic, was like if you, and I think this is probably a culmination of the both of you expressing this. You said it first, but he reiterated that conversations plus consistency is literally what builds this business. Like if you connect and you consistently connect with people, which looks like talking to folks, just being willing to talk to folks, like you almost can't lose. Like unless you're like a total jerk. Like if you're just nice to people and you're consistent and you have conversations, you can be as bad as you want to be, as inexperienced and immature as you want to be. But if you can do that consistently and just keep putting that foot in front of the next, you will eventually carve out a space within your respective city and in this industry, and you can own your town.
Yep.
Like that is such a hopeful thing to kind of hang your hat on and be like, okay, like I can do that. I can talk to one new person today. Boom, you know, off I go building my business. That is really, really encouraging. And I hope people caught up to that or caught onto that. I hope you guys were reading between the lines when that was being shared because between Chris and Spencer, they were dropping some really good stuff.
I think one thing people need, and it's hard in the beginning, especially if you're not or you've never kind of tasted entrepreneurship and the bitter taste it can sometimes have. Um,
Hmm.
like I'm not gonna sit here, guys, and show you guys. Um, so somebody yesterday messaged me. They got my book in the mail. They took a photo of the book from their Lamborghini. Like they're in a Lamborghini and they took a photo of my book. You can see the emblem on the thing. And
That's
I was
awesome.
like, that's awesome, dude. Like and like the fact that that dude messaged me and he was like, this is a great book. And I was like, okay. And I know this dude, he's done very well in the industry. Um, so guys, there's not much holding you guys back. I'm just gonna be real. Like you
Yeah.
just honestly have to start. If you haven't started yet, I don't know a system or a place that does it better than we do. If you find one, let me know because I'll go and beat them.
Uh-huh.
Because that's what I do is that's what I do. I want to be the best. That's why I wrote Buyback Revolution. That's why the school community is free. That's why Console Kings is only $47 a month.
Mhm.
So like you have all the tools at your disposal. And I think
Totally.
the only thing that's holding most of you guys back is the consistency to act upon the information that you're given,
Hmm.
and the consistency to do it.
Yeah.
So, and if you like eliminate that stuff, you'll be where Spencer is within 2 years. Honestly, probably faster, because our systems are better. Our systems are better now than when Spencer joined. They are. So you could be there in a year. Um,
True.
yeah, like we didn't have AI when Spencer came on. Now we have AI embedded into our program heavily at this
Yeah.
point. So like, and it's making like, I mean, Matt, it's kind of taking your job.
I mean, guys,
That allows you to be higher level though, with better
yeah,
questions, you know?
yeah,
Like imagine being able to get feedback literally instantaneously.
yeah.
So, but yeah, guys, well, we'll wrap it up there. This has been another episode of the Smart Flip. For those of you that are interested, go ahead and grab the book. It's on Amazon. It's the cheapest I could make it.
Do it. Do it.
I'm not getting rich off of it. I'll be real. I think hardback I make like $3, so that's nothing crazy.
Killing
Um,
the game, bro.
and then I think it's 99 cents for the Kindle version, and then
Yeah.
it's free on the podcast. It's absolutely free on the audio version. Um, we want you guys to consume it. We want you guys to make
Yep.
money with it. That's the whole reason I did it.
Yep.
And it took a lot of work. Matt knows I went back and forth with him for months on writing it, but
It's true. I
he got
probably got four or five drafts
drafts.
before I, purchased the
Yeah.
final product.
Does this sound good? Does that sound good? Does this sound good? Does this make
Yeah.
sense? You know, like it was a hard book to write. It's hard taking everything out of your brain, and putting it on paper and in
And
a way that somebody can digest.
yeah.
Um,
And
so
if I could give a little credence to the effort behind it and also the quality of it, guys, think the hard thing is not talking about what you know. The hard thing is taking what you know and reducing it into simplifications that touch the absolute essentials and then building those out into actionable steps. Because what Chris has had to do is take eight plus years of reselling and time spent with students where you're also coaching other people how to build a business and resell and reduce these things to their most simplified form, but also what would be the most important actionable steps to take one after the other. And so it's not hard to sit here and talk to people on a podcast or do like some thinking. The hard thinking is reducing all that to its most simplified form so that people like see it and it's tidy and it's neat and it gives you direction. And I would say, based on this plug alone, because I am plugging it, you guys should at least go purchase the Kindle version or, score the hardback or reach out and and join up with us if you are really serious about trying to take this to the next level. Because when Chris says I wrote a book and I've seen all the behind the scenes stuff regarding it, Chris, like what I know is no, I sat down and I did all the good hard thinking that most people, if I had to be dead honest, probably don't want to do because it's good hard thinking. Like that's the hardest thing about this
So
is
hard.
like, yeah,
So
yeah,
hard. I can't tell you how many like times I had to ask ChatGPT. I was like, ask me more questions to pull more stuff out. Because the thing is like to write the book, I had to go back to me as a beginner.
right.
It's
You
just
got to relive those 8 years.
very difficult to do.
It
Um,
is. And be in the brain of like what it was like when you were a noob and when you were like
yeah,
struggling and going through, ups and downs.
yeah, hard. It's very hard to go back to that. Especially when you like following up is second nature, repeat customers, second nature. All of it is second, third nature at this point. Like this is just a normal way of life now.
Hmm.
And it's not like I'm not sitting around here hoping leads come in anymore. It's like, how do I handle
Hmm.
the amount of leads at this point, you know?
Hmm.
Um, so it's, grab the book, guys. Um, you can see it up here, right there, right next to $100 million offers. I think it's just as good. Um,
Yeah,
um,
good
and then
book.
also check out the school community. Try not to get banned. We've already banned 900 people from that community. So
Yeah.
if you don't want to be one of those, make sure that you finish what you say that you wanted to start. All right,
Yeah.
because I'm not offering second chances anymore. And if you do want a second chance, you got to pay. So I've moved it to that. We offered some second chances to people, which was I did a whole forum and I was like, "Why do you want back in?" And they answered, and then they got banned again because they still didn't finish. So I was
Ah,
like,
that's frustrating.
"Yeah, it was frustrating." So I was like, "You know what? No more forum. You just pay to get back in."
That's right. That's right.
So if you don't
Well,
want to have to do that,
yeah,
finish what you say that you're going to start. All right.
I
So
dare, I dare you guys to join the school community too. I dare you to start it and finish it, guys. I
yeah,
dare
and
you
let me
guys.
pull it up real quick just to give everybody some context. It is absolutely free. Okay, like I'm not messing with you here. It is free. It's the freest thing I've ever made outside of the book. Let me go find the school community here. School. So it's nothing held back phone flipping. You can find it in the stuff below. This is a busy community, by the way. Is because these are all people that have finished that are in here for the most part.
Hmm.
You can see people posting their assignments 1 hour ago, 2 hours ago, 2 hours ago, 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago. There's
Hmm.
multiple courses in here. You can see here, these are the 6 ones you have to finish, the 5, and then you unlock this one. Buyback Revolution is in here for free. All right.
Let's go.
Looks like an edit. No, that's right. That's right. Yeah. I don't know why that's what that is, but it's in here for free. You do have assignments to go with the book as well. You can also buy the physical copy if you wanted to. But then we got a couple other things in here. Some of these are paid, some of these are free. Some of these unlock after 5 days or 6 days. So on the sixth day, like the direct buyer sheet unlocks. Some of these are in draft. Console Kings is in here. I put in here Matt's 1 hour masterclass. And then if you wanted to join Console Kings, you can do that below here as well. It's only $47 a month. It's way worth what it is.
So you guys, these guys should know, like, if you guys watch that masterclass, you could probably go flip a few consoles, like right now.
100%.
Like,
Yep.
there's
Had
so
many
many
people do that.
nuggets throughout everything Chris is sharing, guys. It's rad. There's a lot of good stuff here.
So
No
make sure
reason
you
to be
guys take
poor.
advantage of it.
Yeah.
Because you literally have all of the information at your fingertips at this point. And our my ultimate goal at this point, obviously we want to earn your business. I'm not gonna like sit here and say no. Like we had somebody reach out yesterday, he's like, "Hey Chris, I'm ready to start." And that's kind of the way I want it. I'm not gonna sell you on it. I want you to do your own work, make your money, and then be like, all right, I think I should get some help. Right? That's the best way to do it. Um, and then on top of that, me and Aaron want to buy your devices. Just gonna throw that out there. Like, oh, that's an update. Aaron just gave a massive update on that too. But I'll let you guys check the sheet below on that one. Aaron added a ridiculous amount of resources to the price sheet to help you guys out, like avoid buying fake phones.
Yeah, big
It's a
time.
ton of resources. that it's basically a course inside of the sheet itself. It's really awesome. So, with that being said, guys, we're gonna wrap it up there. Check out the stuff below. Do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, make your money. We want you guys to make money. If you guys make money, we make money typically. So, we'll see you guys on the next episode of the podcast and keep crushing it, my friends.